Hi, my name is Jay Brown, and it'll be a pleasure to have some yoga practice with you today. There's really two things that are important for you to know before we start. The first thing is that we're going to be using really specific breathing. In Sanskrit, the technique's called Ujjayi Pranayama. In English, they translate that as ocean-sounding breath or sometimes of the chest breathing. And what we do is we breathe through the nose on the inhale and on the exhale, and we make sound with the breath. It's a hissing H sound in the back of your throat. And I'll do it first. It sounds like this. You could hear why they call it ocean sounding breath. And the exhales are a lot easier to do than the inhales. And I'd like you to try it right now. If it doesn't happen in this first moment, it's nothing to worry about at all. But let's just give it a try and see what happens. So you'll take a very deep inhale. Now as you exhale, you want to see if you can make an H sound in your throat through the nose. You can do it kind of loud to start. And if you get the exhale, you want to try to do the inhale too, through the nose to the throat, like you're making a little valve in your throat. Now, if it didn't happen that time, what I would suggest is that you first try doing an exhale through your mouth. So you take a deep inhale. As you exhale through your mouth, you make that same H sound. You go, and if you can do that, you're very close to having the technique. You try it again, inhale, maybe start through your mouth, but then close your mouth, and see if you can find it to the throat. Again, if it doesn't happen right away, it's okay. As you progress, before long, I think it'll come into clear picture. But the purpose of doing this breath is that, one, you can see already probably that in order to do it, your mind has to come away from other things that you might normally be thinking about here to the fact that you're breathing. And you're going to make this little valve in your throat, and you're going to regulate your breath. You're going to make your breaths as long and full as you can. And that regulation of your breath will soothe your central nervous system. It's like homeopathic muscle relaxant or antidepressant. And all of the moving of your body and all of the working of your body is going to go to the breathing. So we'll really make an exercise of breath, and then everything that we do with our body will organize to that. You'll see, we're going to be very diligent in that regard. For the most part, the poses are just containers for your breath. And the different positions that you do will move breath to different parts of your body. And all of the moving and all of the breathing amounts to a balancing of your system on the whole. The second thing that's important to mention is that we're going to work with a little bit of a different mentality than you might normally work with when you're going to the gym to work out. In my opinion, one of the things that makes yoga practice different from going to the gym or even to a physical therapist is that the exercises are intended to encompass more than just the physicalities. We are going to do strength and flexibility, and we're going to ease musculoskeletal tension. But the way that we go about doing that in yoga practice is also about patterns of thought and behavior in ourselves. So we don't really want to be struggling or straining or forcing or having a crappy time with ourselves while we're practicing. Those are not patterns of thought and behavior that we wish to reinforce in ourselves. We're going to work in a very measured and even way so that you're going to do the right effort for how you are today. And on the day you feel good, that's the day where maybe you would challenge yourself a little bit. It'll feel good to challenge yourself on that day, and then you'll receive benefit from that. But if you try to challenge yourself like that on days when you're not feeling so good, it doesn't produce the same result. That's the day when you end up straining or hurting yourself or just feeling like you're not good at it. So the idea is that we're going to make the effort that's right for how we are today. And that's not always that clear, but the idea is that your yoga practice is about seeing if you can suss that out for yourself and to cultivate the discipline to just do that right amount and not more than that. It's not the usual of we're going to do as much as we can no matter what, or you're lazy. We're really looking to get away from that. We're not training for a marathon here. It's not a sports activity. We just want to see if we can feel better and enjoy our lives. And in that context, there needs to be this different mentality around how we're working. It's not an all or nothing situation. There wants to be lots and lots of middle ground, and it wants to be a pleasurable endeavor. It's not a torture that you're putting upon yourself. It's an intimate engagement with yourself to see if you can really be attentive and sensitive to taking care of yourself.